In this video, we're comparing Apple's infamous AirPods Pro against the comparable and brand new Jabra Elite 75T. Welcome everyone. It is Andrew here from AppleInsider. Today, we are talking about two very popular products out there. We have Apple's extremely popular, very well-selling AirPods Pro, and then we have the relatively new, the brand new Jabra 75T true wireless headphones. So two sets of very popular earbuds that are very well matched. These are probably one of the most popular alternatives to Apple's own AirPods Pro and AirPods. So we're going to compare these things directly and see which one we prefer and which one maybe you should pick up if you are at all on the fence. So let's go take these things and dive in. Starting out with Apple's AirPods Pro. AirPods Pro have a lot of benefits over the Jabra alternative. For instance, they are far easier to set up and use. Apple has nailed the pairing process, and their range is unmatched thanks to their own custom H1 audio chip that are embedded in each of the individual earbuds. The case also supports wireless charging, whereas the Jabra alternative does not. They have hands-free voice-activated Siri, so you can just say that magical key phrase and bring Siri to life instead of having to press any buttons to activate any virtual assistants on the phones themselves. And Apple has nailed the fast charging. Just 5 minutes will give you an hour of usage time, whereas on the Jabra 75T, 15 minutes will earn you that extra hour. Apple is also using adaptive EQ inside of the headphones, so these are actually matched to your individual ears when you put them in. The microphone on the inside listens to how it sounds and adapts to your specific ears. And of course, Apple is using active noise cancellation on these things instead of just passive noise cancellation found on the Jabra. Before we move on and directly compare the AirPods Pro to the 75T from Jabra, let's talk about our video sponsor, X-Doria. The first piece from X-Doria we want to talk about is their Defense Duo. This is a wireless charging stand that'll charge two devices at once. It is machined out of aluminum for a great sleek appearance and can provide up to 10 watts of power. It can charge your phones both in portrait and in landscape mode, so you can watch videos or check what's going on your phone in either orientation. And it contains everything you need. Just plug it in and get going. And of course, it'll work with your favorite cases, including the second product that we want to talk about, which is the Defense Shield case from X-Doria. It also features an aluminum machining around the back for a really great pop of color and offers great drop protection. And there's an acoustic channel at the bottom that pushes that audio forward, so you get better audio when you're using this case than when you're using your phone just on its own. If you want to grab either of these great products from X-Doria, go ahead and follow the link down below in the description and be sure to use our custom discount code for even greater savings on anything from X-Doria, including the Defense Shield case or the Defense Duo wireless charger. Moving on, let's go ahead and talk about the Jabra 75T, the latest incarnation of Jabra's excellent true wireless earphones. These things have amazing battery life, 28 total hours of usage, and on a single charge, those earbuds will give you 7.5 hours, far above Apple's 4.5 to 5 if you turn ANC off. So battery life is for sure better here on the Jabra. So if battery life is most important to you, maybe that's why you should consider these. Now these do still have some form of noise cancellation. They don't have active noise cancellation like AirPods, but they still have passive noise cancellation just by the really good seal that they get on your ears. It's not quite as good as the AirPods is, but if you're looking for a little bit cheaper alternative, it still gives you some form of noise cancellation and better than the standard AirPods and AirPods 2, just not as good as AirPods Pro. Now, even though it doesn't have the adaptive EQ that Apple has on the AirPods Pro, it does have a user-adjustable EQ mode inside of the Jabra app. Launching the app, you can go through and change everything to your personal preferences, so it's really easy to kick up the bass or just tune it to whatever music you're currently listening to. This also works with any virtual assistant, so it has Siri, but also has Alexa and Google Assistant if you have either of those handsets or want to use those instead of Siri. The biggest things though for the Jabras is one, it has better sound. I do think that these sound better than the AirPods Pro. AirPods Pro sound great, but if we're getting into the nitty-gritty details, these things probably sound just a little bit better than the AirPods Pro do. Finally, and partially, by the way, that's probably due to the size. These are bigger than the AirPods Pro. So they're a little bit bigger, you're gonna get a little bit more bass, a little bit better sound out of these things. But the last thing, might be the most important for most people out there, is the Jabra 75T are far less expensive than the AirPods Pro. AirPods Pro come in at $249, where the Jabra 75T come in at only $179. Still not cheap by any means, but for what you get, that is a great deal on these. Now that still is a little bit less expensive than the standard AirPods 2 with wireless charging case, so you'll save a little bit of money there too compared to regular AirPods 2. But if you go for the standard AirPods, these things are more expensive, but you get a little bit more features out of them. So it just depends on your personal preference. Honestly, it's really hard to defer everyone to one thing or the other. These are an amazing alternative to Apple's AirPods, but it is really hard to beat Apple's user experience and just simplicity of the AirPods and AirPods Pro. So for us, we're gonna stick with our AirPods Pro more often than not. They're too easy to work with, but they are more expensive, and these are still great buds. So if you want to pick up either of these, you can find the links down below in the description, and make sure to check our sponsor down below in the description as well, X-Doria. Hey everyone, did you guys like that video? Be sure to click on that like button so we can create content that we know that you guys want to see. And follow AppleInsider on all social media channels. If you want the best prices on any Apple gear, check out the AppleInsider price guide that is updated daily. And until next time, we'll see you later.